Sebastian, do you have another speaker? I see Andrew Keene. Andrew, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello, Andrew.
Yep, I can hear you.
Andrew, have you ever seen a market like this before?
I mean, every market's same but different. But so this one's yeah, you have like the AR market and then you have like the real market. So it's wild.
I know one's going down and the other one's going up.
Yeah, I mean, crypto's getting crushed, and usually crypto's a, risk on, risk off trade, and they just want to buy chip names and anything to li link to the AI
No, people
space.
are selling all their Bitcoins so they can buy more chip stocks.
Probably. Yeah,
Anyway,
it's wild.
uh, Andrew Keene is a master of trading who became a multimillionaire from trading options order flow. As president and CEO of Alpha Shark Trading, is a veteran proprietary trader who has taught his personal strategies to over 50,000 students. He's also a regular market commentator on Bloomberg TV, CNBC, and Fox Business. So thank you for joining us today and taking time out from trading to uh, give us your presentation. Um, and your screen just disappeared.
We're good.
So are you sharing your screen?
Yes, sir.
There you go. Okay, I see Wall Street secret trades.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself. You have until 5 minutes before the hour when we hand out our next batch of prizes. Um, and where are you broadcasting from today, Andrew?
I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, good old Charlotte. That's a great town to live, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very pretty here.
I was thinking of moving there myself,
Well,
except
come on
except for
here.
hurricane season.
What month is that?
Uh, well, it's supposed to be July to October.
Hmm. Well, I haven't been here for that yet, but
No,
hopefully
wait,
it doesn't sound too bad.
wait long enough.
Ah.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself, and you have the floor.
All right, how's everybody doing today? Uh, crazy market here. I wake up every single morning and I'm so excited to trade. And there's a lot of different speakers here, different kinds of ways to trade. I am probably one of your more active traders. I probably have on about 40 different option positions. I am an option guy through and through. I don't really trade forex or futures, and I, kind of, I guess, trade with the trend. I'm looking for institutional order flow in the option market, and my presentation today will be Wall Street's secret trades. I'll be your presenter for the next 55 minutes. My name is Andrew Keene. I'm so excited to be here today. If you guys can just turn off your phones, maybe I always have this in front of me, which is a legal pad, which you can take notes on, and that kind of helps me navigate through my day. Before we start, let's get a little risk disclaimer out there. So, I am not a registered investment advisor. I cannot give recommendations or advice. What I can is offer my opinion. I am a pretty big trader. I trade on about a $170,000 account, and that's not investments. That's not my 401k or my IRA. That is my trading account. I'd say average P&L during the day is $2 to $1,200. But I do trade derivatives. If you like to trade derivatives, I'm the perfect person to take you guys to the next wave. As I said, I'm not registered. I cannot tell you what to do with your money. Past performance is not indicative of future results. So this is a signal that I see throughout the course of the day. Let's look at the signal. It might look a little bit weird to you, but what this tells me is there is a buyer of 2,000 DAWN, July 17th, 2026, 13 calls for $2.03. This tells me that this trader took the right, but not obligation, to control 200,000 shares of DAWN between now and July expiration. And for that, they paid about $400,000. To get the mathematical equation, I take 2,000 times 2 times 100, $400,000 bet. So some traders somewhere in the world thinks this stock can move higher. And they are willing to bet $400,000 on this trade. This is a signal I get in real time live for one of my proprietary based scanners. I run close to 30 proprietary based scanners that tells me what orders I should be placing in the derivative space. This is how the chart looked. And if you looked at the chart, nothing crazy, kind of sideways action. Well, why would somebody somewhere in the world want to come out here and buy $400,000 worth of DAWN calls? Makes no sense to me. Do you think maybe they know that? And I'll ask you a question. You can answer it however you want. I know my answer. Do you think people are trading on insider information? Okay. I know my answer to that, but do you think people are trading on insider information? Well, let's look at what happened to the signal after we saw it hit our proprietary base scanner. This is DAWN. That one signal from the scanner went up 419% in just 17 days. If you had you could probably do $200 risk. If you had $1,000 of risk, that turned into $4,190. If you had $10,000 of risk, that turned into $41,900. One signal from the scanner, real time and live, turned into profits, trading the way that I've been trading for almost over 25 years, which is order flow in the derivative space. Watching the biggest and best traders in the world, then just placing money on certain trades. This is how it looked to all of our subscribers. Hedge fund trades entry in dawn. Buy DAWN 7/17/2026, 13 calls for $1.60. We said you can buy them up to $1.70. Your target is going to be $2.50. So we gave our subscribers, there's probably a couple hundred subscribers to the subscription, to tell them to buy these calls. The institution paid $2. We were able to get in cheaper. We were able to get in at 160. We said buy them up to 170. Your target's going to be 250. Watch what happens to the signal after it hits the scanner, after the big trader in the world places this trade. Then we sent an update to our subscribers. You can see what time it's at, 9:14 a.m. I scan the market for everything before the market opens. It says hedge fund trades update. Dawn is trading $21. These calls should be worth $9. Stay tuned for profits. Okay. And this is an Eastern time zone. So if you're in Eastern time zone before the market open, you got an update right here. Okay. To buy these, to sell these out at around $9. You can see 40 people saw that. Then when the market opened, we said, hey, you know what? Let's sell all these calls for $8.30. Remember, we set the signal out at $1.60. And we're saying, hey, now you can sell these for $8.30. One signal, easy, simple, concrete, long calls, no spreads, no puts, just following the order flow in the option market. Everything I trade on is real time with real money. I'll show you my trading account. I trade on one trading account. This is my Thinkorswim account. And today you can see I'm up, it says I'm up about $1,400 of profits today. The year to date, I'm up over $60,000. Like I said, this isn't an investment account. This isn't a 401k. This is real money. And this is my own trading account. And I only have about $25,000 of risk on all my option positions. So this P&L is up $60,000. I trade on one account. That's it, guys. And I just show you guys the proof is in the pudding. I'll answer any question we have at the end of the presentation. So if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Andrew Keene. I've been in this space for a very long time. I used to do the whole webinar circuit. To be honest, I don't really do webinars anymore. I literally wake up, I trade for an hour. I go to Pilates, I go to hyperbaric chambers, I go to the driving range, and I go to the gym. I don't trade that long every day. I used to trade a lot more. But I trade for about an hour and a half. I give my subscribers the signals that I think can be profitable, then I just go on be my day. I kind of consider myself semi-retired. So me on CNBC, me on Bloomberg, Fox Business, CNBC again, WCIU. I used to be on TV basically almost every day. And like I said, nowadays, it should be a rarity for you guys to see me doing a webinar, especially during the day when the market is open. I don't know if you can see, you obviously can't see, but I am trading in the background right now. I mean, I haven't put any positions on. Today I did, Lockheed Martin was a winner. Also, we had a CCGA profits and we had a signal in Bristol Myers for today. Some of books that I've written, Keene on the Market, How to Trade Unusual Option Activity, Volatility, and Earnings. the new wave of trading. And ooh, I just sold PBA. Haha. So I just made more money here. Um, how you can make millions like me, trading options and stock, and master how to trade like a hedge fund trader. Currently, I've invested nearly $1 million building out infrastructure that delivers these trades to retail traders. Okay. So I take these trades with real money, real time. I also have spent a lot of money getting these scanners to subscribers. Okay. Gun was pointed in my head. I said the only way to make money as a retail trader is to trade order flow in the option market. Okay. I had a subscriber one time. He's like, AK, can I trade Apple on the 1 minute bar? I said, if you can trade Apple on the 1 minute bar, good for you. I cannot. I'm not that good. Okay. But if you want to, you can. Okay. Throughout the history of my trading, I just continue to make money, and I showed you my P&L. Trading this, we run 11 portfolios. We're going to show you the best performing portfolio of the year. It's called hedge fund trades, watching for the biggest and best traders in the world, and then placing and allocating capital on certain trades. So you say to yourself, AK, this sounds amazing, but how do I begin trading this way? How do I trade with the pros? Well, I'm going to ask you a question right now. You can answer it out loud. You can answer it to yourself. Do you think that insider trading exists? I know my answer, but do you think it exists? There's been examples of people going to prison. Martha Stewart went to prison for insider trading. The SEC and the OCC has come after Mark Cuban, Leon Cooperman, Bill Mickelson. Okay. You can put a little Y in the chat box if you think insider trading exists. Well, if insider trading exists, and let's say that trader knew to buy dawn calls before the takeover, I can take advantage of that because everything I am trading on is public information. Okay. All our scanners pick up public trades. The only thing that's difficult, it's impossible to find these trades and these scanners out there. So if they have inside information, it doesn't matter because I am trading on public orders. So most traders are trading against the smart traders. Okay. And I'll tell you a little history about myself and why I believe this way. So you are here for two reasons. One is to learn and educate. If you like what I say, if you trade options, if it resonates with you, we have a great promo that you can get into my best portfolio this year. If you don't trade options, you don't trade stock even, you trade futures or Forex, I'm not your trader. I'm not your teacher. I'm not your mentor, your guide. I'm here to make everybody more money. I can't guarantee money. Can't say, hey, the trades are going to guarantee to make money, but I'll show you the proof is in the pudding. This year, this portfolio is up about 1,400%. So everybody wants a different kind of retirement. Okay. As I said, I'm kind of like semi-retired. I work for about 10 hours a week. My idea of retiring isn't sitting in an island and just drinking Mai Tais all day. I'm a very active person. I work out twice a day. I do Pilates. I started golfing, which isn't going that great. But what kind of retirement do you want? Okay. And my goal is to get everybody to it quicker. I have had millions and millions of people watch my videos. Like I said, and I've been trading the same way for almost 25 years. I don't tweak any of my trading. There's a lot of people out there that will, come up with a system and then a new system every week and then another system and another system. I'm sure you guys seen that. Mine's very simple and easy. It's trading order flow in the option market. It's looking at the biggest and best traders in the world and then just mimicking their positions. It's the simplest, easiest trading out there. It's 95% long calls only. 80% of my trades you can get in for less than about $400. I would say about 60% of my trades you can get in for less than $100 per trade. So let's go to back to the example here. This is DAWN. We see a buyer of the July calls. They bought the July 13 calls for $2. We have no idea who this trader is. We don't know their stock or option position, but we know they bought call options. When we see this, guys, the black is the option volume spike. Okay. So we see a huge option volume spike in DAWN. Look at what happens to the price of the option after the volume spike. After the volume spike, after we put this trade on, after I personally made $11,000, we see the option spike in value. This option went up 419% in just 17 days. Here's an example. GameStop, GME, a hedge fund trade sent to all subscribers. Buyer, GME, 16,301, April 13 puts for 50 cents. Let's look at it again. Remember, the black is the option volume spike. So we see an option volume spike right here. This is when the big trader came in here and bought put option in GameStop. Let's look at what happens at the price of the option after they bought these puts. These puts went up 360% in just 13 days. And remember, guys, not every single trade is going to be a winner. We just set a profit target in CCJ for today. We have 10 straight closing winners. Okay. But we do have some losing trades. We'll show you the portfolio at the end of the presentation. Citigroup, same thing. All we look for is an option volume spike, which my proprietary base scanners give me. Then we'll look at what happens to the price of the option after the option volume spike. 495% in just 16 days. Imagine just getting one of these trades, and we send up to 3 trades a week via Telegram push notification and email. So let's start from the beginning. I graduated high school in 1997. I graduated college in 2001. Ever since 2001, all I've done is trade, educate, educate, and trade. I'm a derivatives person, which means options through and through, left, forward, left, right, back. Okay. I trade options. If you like to trade options, I could be the perfect coach, guide, mentor for you. If you don't trade that, that's totally cool. Those really good speakers that can help you in other ways. So, graduated from the University of Illinois in 2001, my major in finance, minor in accounting. My mom wanted me to take a job as an investment banker. Investment banker, that sounds sexy. They make a lot of money. You know what I said? I want to learn how to trade. I want to take a job as a trading clerk. I was making $2,000 a month. My mom thought I was crazy. I was living in my parents' house in Deerfield, Illinois. I was taking the 540 train every morning to Union Station to trade. And I went through a clerk to trade program where basically they paid me $2,000 a month and I learned how to trade. And at the beginning, everything was easy. I was making money every single year. First year, maybe like 180,000, next year, 250,000, next year was 350,000. I was king of the world. I'm like, I'm never going to make less than $300,000 in my life just trading. It's so easy. Just easy, right? So this is a picture of me on the trading floor at the Chicago Board Options Exchange. I was down there for about a decade. This is my backer. His name is Craig Luce. And the trading floor, you went down as your trading badge name. I was AXK. He was LCE for Craig Luce. And I was down there for a really long time. And I had a very successful career. But as most things happen, my ego got the best of me. Then I lost $494,000 in a company called AMAG. To this day, I don't know what the company does. I don't even know if it's publicly traded anymore. And it wasn't a one thing drug. Oh no, actually, that someone bought them for cash. It was not a one thing drug announcement. It was a volatility play, and my ego got the best of me. Okay. About 80% of that money was my money. I was dead broke. I didn't have any money left to my name. So what did I do? I did the very smart thing, which was actually not very smart. I went to Thailand and I started teaching English in a Buddhist monastery. And you can see here, this is the dates here, 2007. So I blew out my trading account and I almost over 19 years ago. But you know what? I was happy. I was wearing a fake Lacoste polo. Those pants were probably $4, but I was teaching and educating. And I realized I really like to teach and educate. I like to tell people the knowledge that I have and pay it forward. Okay. One day, the only thing you can't get a pass in life is death and taxes. And one day I will pass away, unfortunately. And if I don't teach people the proper way to trade versus risk versus reward, versus the way that I've made millions, sometimes it's weird for me to say that I'm a multimillionaire from trading, but you know what? I'm a multimillionaire from trading. Okay. Then it will cease to exist. So that's why I'm here today, to teach all of you. Then, instead of trading against the hedge funds, I came back at $100,000 to my name. My backer said, I'll put in $100,000 if you put in $100,000. We put in $200,000 total. I have my statements for my brokerage account. And I started to trade with the hedge funds instead of against the hedge funds. Well, what happened? I made close to $1 million trading Apple in 2 straight years. We would have a big trader that came in the pit and sold credit put spreads in Apple. First week, the stock went up. Next week, the stock went up. I go, this guy's a genius. Every time he sells Apple put spreads, the stock goes up. He's literally a genius. So I started to follow him. When he got long, I got long. When he got short, I got short. And I made close to $1 million 2 straight years just trading Apple. Then I took that philosophy and strategy and moved it off the trading floor. And like I said, our portfolio we're offering today is hedge fund trades. It is actually completely sold out. If you're not on this webinar now, you cannot physically buy it because we have to limit how many subscribers we want into the program. Okay. And I'll show you the performance of hedge fund trades. So in about 2 years, I made close to $5 million trading on the trading floor. I have my statements from Goldman Sachs to prove it. That is before commissions, seat lease, payment for order flow. So if you're running a business, that's more revenue instead of profit. But they were very successful years. And then I said to myself, I need to teach this to more people. How many people can I teach this for? And I was with Agora Financial for Agora for 7 years. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of them, but millions and millions of people have seen my videos. I consider myself one of the best traders in the world. You know what I'm really bad at is marketing and advertising. So, we should have 10,000 subscribers to the system. We don't because I'm not really good at marketing and advertising. But I'm here for you guys today to teach you guys my system and let you guys have an opportunity to get in. So I do have enough money to retire, but I like winning, okay? I like to win. Money is just a scorecard for me. I don't spend the money that I make. I'm a very frugal person. My parents drive a Camry and a Buick Rendezvous. I mean, I do have a Ferrari, but I'm pretty frugal about my day-to-day expenses, but I like to win. Every single day I wake up in this money that I'm up in my trading account. I'll show you this again. And this is think or swim. And like I said, I'm up close to $60,000 this year. And this money that I'm up doesn't change my life. I'm not going to live my life differently because I'm up $60,000 trading. It's just a scorecard, okay? Use money as a tool, okay? Don't use money as, to spend. I'm not a spender, I'm a saver. But I'm here today to teach you guys the system that has made me all this money in my career, and hopefully you guys want to take advantage of it. So you say to yourself, how does this actually work, AK? I like what you're saying. I believe in you. How does it work, okay? Most traders out there, my contract size is not very big. Let me see how many contracts I've traded today. Today I've traded 20, 30, about 40 contracts today. So most traders trade 5 contracts, maybe 10 contracts, possibly 20 contracts, okay? They're spending $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. So if some trader somewhere in the world goes and buys 5,000 options and places a $1 million bet, very similar to the Dawn example, they probably know something. You want to know why? Because they're usually an institutional trader. They're employed by Wall Street's banks. They're trading with firm capital. They have a long, profitable track record. They have access to inside information you do not have, such as buyout rumors, earnings leaks, large non-public trades. This is the kind of trader that you want to follow because they make money. I don't know where my mouse. I have to go back. There we go. Articles have been written at Zacks, Wall Street Journal, MarketWise, TheStreet.com, and Fidelity. Wall Street's trick of the trade. After the hedge fund takes a trade in the option market, brokers will then push stocks to clients. Mutual funds will take positions. Market makers will then bid up shares of stock. Analysts issue upgrades on that stock. Positive stories are released to the financial media. And this is how they make money. And once again, this thing's not letting me click. Goldman Sachs made money 236 of 251 trading days. Do you know how impossible mathematically that is? And I'll be honest with you. I am not profitable 95% of the time. Goldman Sachs is. I forgot who just reported earnings. They said their trading revenue was through the roof. Do you think maybe they have access to things that we don't have? And I want to level the playing field for a retail trader. I am a retail trader. I trade on a thicker swim account. I pay options. We want to do exactly what they do. We want to follow their positions in. So let me be your coach, your guide, and your mentor to take your trading to the next level. Like I said, everybody's here for two reasons. Number one is to learn. Number two, which is most important, you want to make more money. If you didn't want to make money, you would not take time out of your day to listen to speakers. Hedge fund trades have a profound impact on stock prices. Buying can send a stock up in value. Selling can send a stock down in value. NASDAQ.com said very few things can move a stock more than these hedge fund trades. Investor Business Daily says this is what reveals what fund managers and other large investors are doing at critical moments. So let's talk about hedge fund trade activity. Okay, how much am I actually risking on a trade? Our criteria field is 60 cents to $4. Okay, my sweet spots usually like 80 to $1.20. I will go up to $4 and trade options, but that's what we're looking for. So we're looking for a big buyer in the option market. In calls, we want volume, which is how many contracts trade a day, greater than open interest, that's how many exist today. And we want a big single print on a certain line on a certain expiration. We take the trade, we have our profit targets out, and then we watch, hopefully, us just make money. Let's look at an example here in FireEye, FEYE. This hit our proprietary base scanner, and this was a hedge fund trade. Let's do a breakdown. Some trader somewhere in the world, we do not know their stock or option position, buys 5,000 FEYE, September 15 calls for 45 cents. I said to myself, whoa, this is a big order in FEYE. I want to participate in this trade. So what did I do? I bought the same strike, the same expiration. As you can see here, this was exactly in our wheelhouse of the price point. And guess what? We set this trade to all our subscribers for hedge fund trades. And we said, buy FEYE, set 15 calls for 45 cents. Let's see what happens after we said this. 3 hours later, Pete Najarian, he also trades the exact same way, talked about it on CNBC. He said, hey, we're seeing a big buyer of FEYE upside calls. Okay. After he announced it, guess what happened to the price of the option? The price of the option spiked in value. But our subscribers and myself was already in the option because I saw that it hit the scanner 3 hours before CNBC. Let's look what happened to my P&L, my profit and loss. FEYE. You can see here, I made $7,000 profit on this trade. This isn't monopoly money, guys. This is real money, real time, time-stamped, dated on Thinkorswim. Okay? I made $7,000. You know what's crazy? I was literally going to the Hamptons. I've been going to the Hamptons since 2018 every summer. I was on a $31 bus ride, and I'm just watching my P&L explode. I probably started yelling and screaming when I made $7,000 on one signal, real time, live, while I'm on a $31 bus ride. Okay? And this is the kind of things that I can teach to you, and I can show you how to trade. It's the simplest, easiest trading strategy it is. We see the signal, we put it through our historical data, we give you the signal. What you choose to do with the signal, how much you want to risk on each trade is up to your discretion. All we can do is give you in a position to make money. Okay? And then you're up to yourself on the own. Let's look at Citi. As you can see here, Citi is going down in value. Well, did we see option volume trade at all? Yes, we saw a buyer of 4,502. Citi merged 74 and a half puts traded 19 cents. So a buyer of about $100,000 worth of Citi puts. Let's see what happens if we continue to show this over and over again. Remember that black is the option volume spike. The blue, in this case, is the stock price. An institution bought puts, stock went down. Let's see what happens to the price of the option over 2 weeks. Remember that black is the option volume spike. We see this option then went up 505% in just 2 weeks. Simple. It's easy. It's concrete. You're not risking much per trade. All you're doing is following in the biggest and best traders. We're just repeating the same pattern over and over and over again. You look for the option volume spike. Then you put the play. We will find the option volume spike. You actually don't even have to do anything. We will put that in our historical data. Then we will come up with a trade. We will send you the trade via Telegram push notification and email. Here's US Steel. Once again, black is the option volume spike. So we see the option volume spike on US Steel. As you can see, the stock went down in value. Well, guess what? After the option volume spike, which is in the black, we then see the option go up 750% in just 8 days. So someone says, where do you get this information? The volume, the open interest. We have a licensing deal with the CBOE to get their information and get it in easy to read format. Okay, I also work with other companies. We have about 30 proprietary based scanners that I scan throughout the course of the day to get these trades for you. So you don't have to worry about the back end. You don't have to worry about any of the infrastructure. All you have to do is you'll get that trade via Telegram push notification and email. And then you can place the trade in your account. How much you want to risk per trade is up to you. What your profit target is up to you. We just give you the chance to trade just like this. So I hope you guys are all starting to see a pattern here. And what is the pattern? The pattern is institutions and big traders are trading on information that we do not have as a retail trader. Okay. So we just want to follow them in. We just want to mimic the exact same trades that they put in their trading account. It's so easy, guys. I can teach it. I can teach it to anybody. Most of our subscribers are a little bit older, a little bit retired, and they love the fact that we're not doing spreads, right? They love the fact we're trading options. When you buy an option, you know how much you're risking on an option. You know, you buy an option for 40 cents, you're risking $40 per one lot. You buy an option for $1, you're risking $1 per one lot. Even if the stock goes to zero, you know how much you're risking per trade. And I hope you guys are starting to finally see the pattern here, which is simple. We find the option for you. We analyze it, dissect it. Then we send it to you, and you'll get the trades in 3 different methods: push notification, email, and Telegram. Here's another example. And this is all with real money in real time. This is my Thinkorswim account. I have no problem ever showing anybody my Thinkorswim account. Okay, this is my Thinkorswim account for today. And you can see my P&L on the bottom, $1,671. A profit today, and I don't day trade, guys. I'm not day trading. These are all swing trades. And you can see my P&L year to date. And then you can see, you know what? There are losing trades. Believe it or not, AK, not every trade is a winner. So we have a couple positions on that are losers up here. P-Core is down $377. MKTX down $200. TTWO down $280. But all we care about is the total P&L. And you can see these are my trades for today. So far, I sold real calls for 50% winner, sold PBA for 50% winner, sold LMB for about 15% winner, sold KWeb for a 50% winner, sold CCJ for a 50% winner, and then bought some Bristol Myers today. Okay. So that's what I've done today in my trading account. And those are all sent to subscribers. Here's a position in AA, Alcoa. Profits, $3,700 profits on this trade. $3,700 on one simple signal. Okay. Here's McDonald's, $3,984. I showed you that example in Dawn earlier today. Let me go to my account and I go to account statement. And let me see how I do this again. I always forget how to account statement. And I go in a year-to-date P&L. So that example of the trade I gave you in Dawn, DAWN, I made $11,175. I had 27 contracts. I didn't have 10,000 contracts. I didn't have 100 contracts. I had 27 contracts, and you can see this is a perfect example, guys, of a trade that our subscribers made money on. Is we set the signal out, they could get into the trade, and me personally, I made 11 grand. Okay, that's pretty good. $11,000, I'll take it. It pays for a nice little. I just went to Carousel on vacation, so it pays for a nice little vacation there in the Caribbean. So you can see here, McDonald's $3,900 profit. MT $5,956 profit. CNQ a little bit better, did $31,850. All real time with real money. I don't trade on a simulated account. I don't trade with anybody else's money. Everything I trade is 100% my own capital. Okay. I don't trade with anybody else's money. Okay. I like to trade with my money. I don't want to take any money. I'm not registered. So GameStop, $14,400 and $400. As you can see here, you're like, oh, well, you made $14,000. You probably have like $1 million in your trading account. No, you can see here, this trading account was $58,000. My trading account right now is about $170,000, but I only have about $25,000 of risk. Okay, so I made about $60,000 on $25,000 of risk. You can see here, we did a challenge a couple of years ago. I wanted to prove to everybody on a $25,000 account that I could make, I was trying to double my trading account. I didn't double my trading account, but I did make $11,665. So you can see here, let's look at the example in Dawn. Okay, let's talk about why out of the money calls are so important. So we see here in DAWN, the stock went from $11 to $23. That's great return. I think anybody here would take a return of $11 to $23, right? But let's look at a breakdown. Would you rather make 108% profit, or would you rather make 390% profit? I think we probably all know simple basic math. We'd all rather make 390% profit than 108% profit. So let's look at two strategies in Dawn. Strategy number one is you buy the Dawn, you buy 4 of the 10 calls. That would cost you $6.50. You could have sold those for $13. That is $3,000 profit. Okay. Or you could have bought Dawn 20 calls. Sorry, the 13 calls. You could have bought 20 of those at $1.70, which is exactly where I got in. You could have sold those for $8.30. That is $16,000 profit. We all know simple math. Would you rather make $3,000 or would you rather make $16,000? And that is why we buy out of the money options. I showed you my P&L in DAWN, that one signal, $11,175, okay, on 27 contracts. If I had 270 contracts, I would have made $110,000 on that trade. Couple testimonials from our subscribers. These are all sent to us via email. We can't confirm they actually placed the trade, but this is just sent to us. Stephen S. said, just wanted to report to Andrew that I bought 10 MLM calls for 85 cents, sold them at $1.85, and then sold them at $2.55. Thank you so much. Dave H. said, Las Vegas Sands, 61.5 calls, in at 20 cents, out at 46 cents. That's a double over the long weekend. Great trading, David H. JS, from Redondo Beach said, I made $550 on a $400 investment. That's 137.5% profit in just 3 weeks. That's a very good return, right? I think anybody would take any of these returns that we're showing you today. Gerald F said earnings so far approximately $9,700. Okay. It's simple, it's easy, it's concrete. Anybody can do it. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Nothing's guaranteed, but I'll show you how the portfolio has done year to date. Okay. Trading the way I am teaching you exactly today. So here's Macy's. As you can see here, black is the option volume spike. We're looking for a single call or put. Rightly, mostly we're trading calls right now because the market's going up. Calls or puts in the derivative space. That's what we look for. And then we look for the stock to then move after they buy those options. So we see the option volume spike on the black. Some trader bought 2,650 Macy's April 5th, 2026, 25.5 calls for 16 cents. What happened after the option volume spike? That option went up 200% in just 14 trading days. 200% in 4 trading days. Okay. Stephen B said bought AMD 28.5 calls on April 1st for 31 cents. I sold them at 230. Sounds like a pretty good trade to me. Okay. And no system is flawless, guys. I'll show you the portfolio. We do have losing trades. Some trades just don't work out. And that's okay. Because all we're looking at is our overall P&L. Am I making money or am I losing money? David H. said EA 105 calls in at $2.80 at 3:59 p.m. Out at $7 at 9:44. That's 250% return in just 45 minutes. And when you buy today, not if you buy today, you'll get a free onboarding call. I'll actually throw in a 15-minute consultation with myself, which we usually sell for like, I don't even know, $500. I don't really have much, basis with, subscribers. I don't do one-on-ones anymore. But when you buy today, guys, we'll give you an opportunity to talk to me on the phone. My time is very, important. So that's why I don't talk to many customers on the phone. Stephen B said TTD AUG 105 calls in at $3.51, out at $19. In at $3.50, out at $19. That is really, really good. So this is the system we have, and I'm going to show you the performance of everything year to date. We call it the KISS system. Keep it simple, stupid. Okay. All we're looking for, guys, is calls or puts being bought in the derivative space. Literally the easiest thing in the world. We don't get complex. We don't do spreads. We take off everything before earnings. So I'll screenshot and I'll ask Anthropic if anything has earnings. We take off all order flow before earnings because we don't want to deal with earnings at all. Earnings is kind of a crapshoot. So I'm going to give you guys the step-by-step process. I'm going to put one trade in 100% free in the chat box. You can put in your account today. So number one, we get all the signals from the scanners. We run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then that's about 12 more. We run about 26 proprietary based scanners that I've developed and created all of them. Okay. So don't worry about the scanners themselves. We used to sell a lot of the scanners and people were like, hey, there's too many signals. Well, you know what? You have multimillionaire Andrew Keene deciding which trades to take for you in your trading account. If you choose to take them, great. If you choose to take the opposite side of them, that's totally up to you. But we pull all the signals for you from the scanners, 26 scanners. We put the signal and scanner into our historical data tester. We say, hey, has this signal made money before in the past? I continue to make money in Rio over and over again. I continue to make money in Newmont over and over again. Alcoa. These are certain stocks that always continue to work. I made close to $1 million trading Apple in 2 straight years. We want to keep trading the stocks that make money. We will put that into our scanning. Once again, don't worry, you do not have to do anything. We do all the legwork for you. Then you can place the trade in your trading account. Broker agnostic. You want to trade through Robinhood? Good. You want to trade through Thinkorswim? Good. If you want to trade through Schwab, whatever you want, you can trade through. That is up to your discretion. I personally trade through Thinkorswim. Just a lot of my subscribers are on Thinkorswim. They understand the platform. It's simple. It's easy. But you can trade through wherever you want. Okay. And I'll give you guys a trade right now. You can put it in your trading account. So this is PCOR, PCOR. You can buy, so this would be an example of a trade. PCOR 1016 2026, 75 calls for around like 2 to 220. And then the target would be about 350. So this is a trade if you want. You can put in your trading account right here, right now, if you want to buy on these. I actually bought these yesterday for $2.70. I would buy more a little bit cheaper. But this is a trade you can put in your trading account right here, guys. And this is the signal we sent out yesterday. Buy PCOR 1016 2026, 75 calls for around $2 to $2.20. So introducing hedge fund trades, guys. We have good news and bad news. I talk to my girlfriend every single day. I always go, good news or bad news? She's like, why does there have to be bad news? Bad news are always really not really that bad news. Okay. The bad news, unfortunately, is we do not have a spot for everybody today. Okay. We had limited amounts of spots. If you go to our website, we are sold out of this. Okay. It's very rare for me to webinar, so we wanted open spots for you. But not every single person is going to get into this today, unfortunately. I apologize, but we do not have spots for everybody. So that is the bad news. It says introducing. The good news is if you act fast on the link I will give you, you can get 6 months at the lowest price we've ever offered. Sorry, 3 months at the lowest price we've ever offered, which is about $200 a month. Okay. But remember, not every single person here is going to get a chance to get in. So this was our portfolio. And you can see the date of it, and I'll show you the more updated one. This was hedge fund portfolio as of March 20th. Okay. Last time I did a webinar on this was almost 3 months ago. So on March 20th, 2026, we are up 813% on our portfolio. $1,000 would have turned into $9,130. $10,000 would have turned into $91,000. $100,000 would have turned into $19,900, almost $1 million. I think anybody in the world would take a portfolio that's up 813% before commissions. If you wouldn't take that, you're absolutely crazy. But let's see the updated portfolio as of today. So hedge fund, we just took a profit target in CCJ today. We can actually update some of these. Voya's up to about 3. These are down to about 150. So that one is actually a loser. P-Core is down. We just sold PBA at 35. So we'll update that. So we're up. So on March 20th, you can see here, and when I put that, we'll see. On March 20th, we are up 813%. That's great. Anybody in the world is going to take 813%. Look at how much better the portfolio has been in the last 2.5 months. In the last 2.5 months, our portfolio is now up 1,735%. Okay. We've had 59 total trades. We've had 47 winners and 12 losers. Okay. This is all timestamp, real time, and live. So if anybody ever wants to get these trades, I have these all on in my personal trading account. So $1,735%, guys. $1,000 would have turned into $17,000. $10,000 would have turned into $170,000. $100,000 would have turned into $1.7 million. If you took every trade when we sent out the signal and when we took off the signal. Okay. This is just this year, guys. Okay. It's not over a long time period. I showed my examples real time and live. We're up 39.43% per trade. Sorry, we'll update this to 59 trades. We're up 29.41% per trade. So March 20th, we're up 813%. Right now, 1,735%. The green are open positions. Oh, chart is going to be going down to 0. So now we're going to lower it. Now it's only 1,720%. is we did have a loser there. So the green are open positions, the black are closed positions. Okay. As you can see here, every single trade is a long call. And everything's around, $1, $2. Any trade you can get in for less than $400. Okay. The next slide will be the most important slide. And if you guys have any questions, I do have about 7 minutes of questions. But the most important slide is the next slide. This is how you get into our offer. Not everybody will be able to get in because we do have a limited amount of spots. So here is your link to get in. This is the lowest price we've ever offered it. You're going to get 3 months of our hedge fund trade system sent via email, push notification, and Telegram. You'll get roughly about 12 trades a month. So you'll get about 40 trades over the next 3 months. You're going to get a VIP onboarding call, and I'll also throw in a free 15-minute session with myself. This usually goes for about $1,500, okay? The link is in the chat box, guys. We have about 20 spots available. The bad news is not every single person today is going to get in it, okay? When we trade this system, unfortunately, we want the people that care about the trading, that want to get into trades, to get into the system, okay? If you're kind of like, well, I don't know, I'll think about it. We really don't want you part of the program because I just don't care, okay? We have enough subscribers. Like I said, I don't need anybody to join. I want you to join. This is a $1,500 value, guys. You're going to get 3 months of the hedge fund system sent via Telegram, push notification, and email. You're going to get roughly about 40 trades over those 3 months. You'll be grandfathered in at that price point. Okay, we're down to 19 spots because Charles just signed up. Okay, these will go very fast. alphashark.com/mad to get into the system. Okay, let me go back to the system and teach you guys the system one more time because it's pretty simple, easy, concrete. Okay, so what we do is we call this the KISS system. Step number 1, we will get the signals from the proprietary base scanners. You do not have to. It's alphashark.com/mad, guys. Barbara's in. Diane is in. Mark is in. We're down to about 15 spots. So we will get all the signals from the scanner. Don't worry, you don't have to do any of that. We do all the legwork for you. We will put the signal into the back tester. Once again, we do all the legwork for you. We will then send you the signal via Telegram, push notification, and email. Okay? This is our hedge fund system. On March 20th this year, we are up 813% year to date. If you don't want a system that's up 813%, you should just leave the webinar and not even listen to any speakers, because you're not going to get any system that's better than this. And everything is timestamped and dated in my Thinkorswim account. But I guess that wasn't good enough because I continue to make money on this system, because now the system is up. Right here, it's up 1,720%. Okay. Profit per trade, 29.16% per trade. 59 total trades, 47 winners, 12 losers. Our win rate per trade, 79.22%. Okay. Our win rate per trade, 29.16 per trade. $1,000 would have turned into $17,000. $10,000 into $170,000. If you took $100,000, you got in every trade and every exit and every trade, 1.7 million. And I gave you guys the link here. If you want to ask any questions, please just put the questions in the chat box. We see another person sign up. We're down to about 14 spots here. Virgil, you're in. And let me show you guys real quick the P&L on my Thinkorswim account. We've been showing you this the whole time. And on my Thinkorswim account, I'm up about 1,300 today. I've taken 20, 40, about 50 options I've traded today. Rio, 50% winner. PBA, 50% winner. WMB, 15% winner. KWeb, 50% winner. CCJ, 50% winner. The link is in the chat box, guys. The link is in the chat box. It's alphashark.com/mad. We only got a couple minutes together here. Hope you enjoyed your time with me. Hopefully you enjoyed the presentation. Okay. There's a CCJ was a 50% winner. My year to date, I trade on one account, guys. I don't trade on like multiple accounts. These are all swing trades. I'm not day trading anything, guys. I'm just, placing the trades and kind of waiting for the market to open and trying to take profits the next day. You can see my P&L year to date. I'm up over $60,000 in just 5 months. I would consider that pretty good. And I only have about $25,000 of risk. So I'm really up like 200% on my risk. Okay. So let's bring back the portfolio. Any questions, guys? I have about 2 minutes here. I'm going to put in. Here's what you guys get. You're going to get 3 months of the hedge fund trade system. Not everybody here is going to get in. Do you average down? Sometimes I do if it's a longer dated position. So if it's like an October position, I would average down. Okay. So 3 months of our hedge fund trades. You're going to get all the trades via email, push notification, and Telegram. You're going to get a free onboarding call. So you'll know exactly how to find the portfolio, how to get the trades, how they're going to be sent to you. And also you're going to get a VIP call with myself. To get in, guys, we got about 12 more spots left. It's alphashark.com/mad. I don't do many presentations. I don't do many webinars. So there's a good chance you won't see me for a couple months in a webinar. It's just because, I focus on my trading. I don't need to go around doing webinars. So that's it, guys. Make sure you sign up, alphashark.com/mad to get into our system. I wish I could guarantee you profitability. I cannot guarantee you profitability. What I can guarantee you is hopefully the trades will make money. But that's it for me. Thank you guys so much. Another person sign up. We do have some spots left, but not many, guys. So make sure you take advantage of this. Thank you, and I'll see everybody later.